Ah, hey. So I tried to use the other tried to use the other software and I have to get some kind of tutorial because I haven't figured out how to use it yet, but
once in a
we'll
while,
bring
and
it
I go
we'll bring it back. I just wanted to be I just want to go live real quick. So this is what we gonna do. Mm, 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 mm. My name is Diamond Stylz. I go live every Friday. Usually around 7 o'clock, but I am late today. Hey, Miss Poke. Okay. Hey, CL. Hey, Jay. I really don't have a subject today. I've been running around all week, and haven't really been had time to sit down and thoughtfully think about anything. So I'm just coming on here to chat with y'all. How y'all been doing? Oh, no problem. Happy birthday, Ty. It is Ty's 44th. Nah, it's her 43rd birthday. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Oh, cute. Hey, RL. Good, 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 good. We love to hear it. Love to hear it. Y'all like my new hat? I got a new color. I thought it was gonna be orange, but the description said yellow, but the picture was orange. The picture, like, let me show y'all. The picture was given orange, but this is yellow, right? Don't y'all see yellow? Now it's giving. Let me show y'all what the picture gave. Now I'm okay with it because I don't have a yellow hat. It's giving, a nasty Dick Tracy. You know, I don't mind it. But let me show y'all what the color that I saw on the picture. Let me go to my. Now ain't that orange? That's orange. That ain't no yellow. That's yellow. This is orange. Now I have an orange one. Let me show y'all the orange one. I have an orange one, but it is so this is my size. This is a little bit smaller and I fit it. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's giving orange. But when I bought this, they didn't have my size. And so I bought it in. This is like a large. I need an extra large because I got a big ass head. So I thought, but they had been when I found this hat company, this color was sold out because this is like one of my favorite colors. And this color in the bigger sizes was sold out. So I finally found a large one at Saks. Same price. I didn't mark the price up, but the same price. And then I went on the site and was like, oh, wait, they're launching a new one in pre order. and it looked orange. It was this picture because this looks like this color, right? Yeah, this look exactly like this orange one. This one, well, this one. Hold on, this is the color that it was supposed to be. And so I was like, oh well, let me get it, thinking that it was gonna be that. But then this came, and I like it. I'm gonna keep it. But I thought it was this. So I guess I'm just gonna have to keep this one. I wanted to send this one to my homegirl Brianna because she loves orange too, and she has this fire ass coat from real tailored coat from H&M that it was like not a sample, but you know how sometimes certain stores like a H&M or Zara, they'll have it, they'll test something out in a market, and if it does well, then they spread it to other companies. This was other stores. This was something that was unique to this particular store, and it was like this fire ass orange coat that I think that would be fire for her. So I was gonna give her that, but if this was orange, but now that now I don't have an orange, I have a yellow. So do y'all like it? I like it. I think it's cute. It's not what I'm not really I feel like yellow makes my skin look kind of neutral. Like it don't make it look like, I don't know. Yellow, I don't always like wearing yellow, but for a pop of color with a black and white set, like a black and white outfit with a yellow, I think that's dope. I think that's fire. But yeah, it's fire. But yes, I have a fire new hat. So I love this. This is my sickening. I also have, let me show y'all this. Oh. I have. Yeah, hey Brianna. I was gonna send you this one because you know you love orange. But now you know you can't get it if I didn't get it replaced. If they bring back the orange, I'm gonna buy you one because I want you to have this hat because I know you'll look fire in it. But child. Yeah, I was like, ooh, so if this one would have came in the orange, I would have sent you that one because I would have had two. But I want that orange, but I want it in a bigger size. This will fit your little ass head. This will fit you. I still might send it to you. Cause it do be like, ooh. But I want an orange. I want a big orange. I don't have a big orange. I have that small kind of ice cream looking orange. I have that one, but that one ain't as casual to me. But I want to where is it? So now I have 5 of these kind of hats. So I have the yellow, I have my baby blue, I have my black, I have my and my brown, and then the orange. So yeah. Oh, let me show y'all this one too. This is my beachy one. Isn't that cute? And you give it a little cock. Beachy, 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 rich auntie. You know, I love her. She's cute. I love her too. She is sickening. But the yellow one is the one I'm rocking with for the summer. And I got lucky for me, I got a nasty, it's not the same yellow, but it don't have to be the same yellow. Nasty little swimsuit. So when we go on vacation, I got a Nasty little yellow. So cute. I love that one. And then for the orange, let me see if I can find the orange swimsuit. I got a fire orange swimsuit too. Because I got a whole little. Let me see if I can find it. This one right here. Because this summer, my theme is orange. I'm wearing a lot of orange this summer. Look at this. Isn't this super cute? It's like a croc and like a matte orange. Wrap around your back. So cute. I'm hitting somebody beach. Somebody beach is gonna get hit up. And then, and last but not least, this is my colorful one, which is perfect with the yellow. Yeah. So I think, sit on the beach looking with a cocktail, honey. Little something. Little something for the rich white men at the resort, because the black men be with their wives. The white men be with their wives too, but they'll be frisky even with their wives being around. Yes, 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 yes. Our Christmas vacation, darling. Oh. Soon as this prize season over, we need to finalize where we're going. I sent you the password to your interval stuff. I want you to go look, because the problem I've been finding is, they if you go through them, it's only specific days. They don't let you pick your own days, which I didn't know. It's how we were saying we wanted to go Christmas through New Year's. Like, it'll be, you only can do it Christmas and can't stay till New Year's. All kinds of crazy weirdo shit. I'm thinking about just going back to Laredo, honey, and call it a day. Or they'll have like they won't have enough room for us. We need multiple. It'll be 2 rooms and a let out bed. so tired. All right, so what's going on in the world, honey? What's going on in the world that seems to be interesting discussion wise? Yeah, go look at the and even, we was looking at Vietnam. Even the Vietnam places, they look pretty, like the beaches and shit, but the hotel looked like, honey, it was giving Holiday Inn, girl. I was like, It was given beautiful location, but that hotel was given age and Holiday Inn. I didn't like that. Or we can go to Greece. We was thinking about Greece, and we can do an Airbnb. I saw some nice Airbnbs in Greece. Um, what else? Um, yeah, but we got to narrow some stuff down. Oh, what else do I got? I know what I want to show y'all. Oh, so hey Maxwell. So I'm not a Chanel girly. I'm not a Chanel girly. I don't really like Chanel bags. I don't really like Chanel, like their runway stuff. It gives me very old lady. Anytime I think of tweed, I think old lady. So I'm not really a Chanel girl. Um, so and then I'm a fragrance girly. I love fragrances. So they have like a whole line of fragrances. So every time I smell one of their fragrances, I'm like, oh God, y'all are bad all around for a Diamond Styles taste. So I'm like, oh. So my homeboy said, I think I got a smell. Um, I think I got a smell that you really would fucking like. And he was like, it just reminds me of something that you wear. And I was like, who is it by? And he was like, oh, it's by Chanel. And I was like, oh girl, you you been around me too long if you and clearly you don't know nothing about me if you think I'm gonna wear a Chanel fragrance, child. Because I done smelled everything Chanel got, and it is not me. So what are you talking about? So I kind of went into my, yeah, right. I don't. What are you talking about? Because I thought he was about to say some kind of like Miss Mademoiselle or whatever that shit. Natalie Portman be produced, Miss Coco or whatever that shit. So whatever their popular fragrance is, I don't like none of that shit. That shit stinks. I hate Chanel number 5. I hate Miss Coco. I hate all that shit. All the most popular ones of Chanel's brands. I hate it. So when he said it, he was like, nah, 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 nah. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna buy it for you. I'm gonna buy it for you. So I was like, all right. So we went to dinner the other day and he packaged it up nice and gave it to me as a gift. And I was like, thank you, because I like gifts. But this Chanel fragrance, now I'm kind of weird about you. But this is what he got me. So it is Chanel the Lion, though. It's La Lion. They're not showing you the La Lion. Yes, there we go. La Lion. This shit, mm, this is me. They didn't get nothing else right. They didn't get the bag right. The um they didn't get nothing right. But this motherfucker, this is like a I don't know if they were trying to make a men's fragrance because the lion don't feel like it's supposed to be, for the girlies, but this smells like it don't smell like nothing I've ever smelled. This smells like it's sexy, it's feminine and masculine, not unisex though. I feel like it leans towards the feminine way more because it's similar to a gourmand, but it doesn't smell like food. Gourmands kind of can smell like food, but no, it's a vanilla amber floral. It's like an amber floral um l- um landolum It's dark, it's sexy, it's smoky, it's sweet, it's floral. It's not granny floral, it's like a darker floral. Not like, you know, rose, or even though I like rose, not like rose or something brighter like a peony or something, or it's honeysuckle. Not like that. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a lambda, like a geranium, or I don't know what it is, but this is the only Chanel product that I have ever enjoyed. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. So he really did his thing by getting me um that. Also, my home girl released a book. Y'all know that I practice African geranium. Yes, that's a good one too. It's kind of like that darker floral, like geranium. I love geranium too. Um y'all know I practice African spirituality. I am a child of Ogun in the Ifa Yoruba tradition, um, Hoodoo tradition. So all that witchy African hoodoo conjuring, I'm into all of that. So my homegirl, who is a child of Oshun, just released a book. Her name is Juju Bay, and I love Juju Bay. She has a podcast called A Little Juju. I love Juju. That is my girl. I met her in 2000, about 5 years ago, 2019. Yeah, 2019 at the Pod and Live, thrown by the amazing Tea with Queen and Jay. I had already followed her, but that's where I met her in person, and she's so gorgeous and she's so cool and just so knowledgeable, and yeah, she's just dope. So she has a book called The Book of Juju, and I'm gonna put a link in the chat box. It is called The Book of Juju, Africana Spirituality for Healing, Liberation, and Self Discovery. Oh, y'all like my ring? My pearls, baby. My pearls. But yes, The Book of Juju by Juju Bay. It is dope. It is very relatable. Um, it's just great. It's like a very relatable. Um, I hate to use, not dumbed down, because it's not dumbed down. That's not the word. It's like an introduction to, you know, the heritage of our practice, and it's not dumbed down. That's not the right language, but I'm words are losing me. It's layman. It's like it's not too much. It's not like, because some books you'll find and they'll just be given too much, and it's like, this is so relatable and so beginner friendly. Yes. So, yes. So if you are looking to expand your knowledge in spiritual studies, you may not be trying to be in Ifa or hoodoo or conjure, however that works. You may not be trying to get into it, but you want to learn about it. Um, Thank you. I love my nails. They're so cute and simple. I like little simple, little cutes. Um, but if you want to learn about it and learn and be, introduced to the 101 level of the religion, you can check it out. Um, you also can check out her podcast. It's so, she's just a relatable girl. And so woman, and I appreciate her. And yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Juju on the Mount. Is that what the book is? It is called The Book of Juju. If you go on my Instagram, it's in my stories now, so you can go to the link there, and I just put the link on the in the chat box. Yeah, so I love it. We love Black creatives here. Oh, and I have another book. Do I want to share this book? Because he is coming on the show. Would y'all want me to show y'all the book now, or show y'all the book when he comes on the show? Now or later? I want it to be now. Let's see. Oh, where did I put it? Okay. Here we go. So this book, let me see if I can So this book is by a trans man. Well, you're gonna have a reason to listen just because it's a dope ass story, and it's a trans man story, and you need to listen to trans man story. So this book is by a trans man, and they are from Texas. Their name is KB Brookins, and their book is called Pretty. Isn't that a dope ass? That's so dope. I just think that this imaging with the word pretty, and I don't know, just a dope ass book cover. I love this cover. This is their memoir. It is a Black trans masculine, pretty, just kind of goes through his experience as a Black AFAB person, assigned female at birth person, that transitions, and how that went for him in Texas. And it's such an in-depth, thoughtful, Black trans masculine experience, and we don't see that too often. And you know, um, somebody being as vulnerable as like this is dope. And so he is coming on the show. I am going to interview him, and yeah, I think this is a good read. So check this out. Especially if you know what I'm saying, we just need more of our stories told. If you are somebody who, just one of the things that I always want to get people to, what I want to convey to people. So whatever your story is, I particularly trans people, but I think this is anybody. You have a unique story. It may not be, and it doesn't need to be, some amazing journey that, so, oh, you accomplished this. It actually doesn't need to be that. Like, there is somebody who is experiencing life the way you are, or it could be ordinary, it could be extraordinary, it could be whatever. There is somebody who is living a life, or who would be interested in the life that you actually live. There's something about you, there's some uniqueness about you that is special, because there is no other person in the world like you. And even though you think you might be boring, or you don't do nothing, or you don't everybody doesn't have the whatever that thing, that kind of narcissistic thing that says, I'm a superstar, I'm amazing, I've done this is, everybody doesn't really have that personality or want that kind of trajectory in their life. Some people are low key, and I just want to have an ordinary life. But there are people who want to read and hear and learn about people who live ordinary lives. You see what I'm saying? And so if you have a story that is an ordinary story, I think that there's ways that you can actually be able to tell it. And it's not necessarily in a full length book. It could be in an essay. It could be in poetry. It could be in a art series that you create for yourself. It could be in, like, if you are a good cook, you can use like, for example, say that you're like a YouTuber. It doesn't need to be YouTuber. It could be a book, it could be YouTube, it could be whatever. Whatever your medium. I just want you to be creative in thinking about it. So think about if you were a cook, like you're a good cook. Like you can tell stories, you can record yourself cooking and telling stories about yourself on why these particular things that you're cooking are important to you, and just attach stories to the meal that you're cooking. I think that I would watch that. If you were a trans person, I will watch that. Really, if you're a black person who's a good cook and you have interesting ways you cook things, not, honey, don't cook the, well, do what you want. But if you're cooking something interesting to me, I would love to watch you telling your story while you cooking these particular things. Like pick like 5 dishes and you explain a story. Like if this was your grandmother's favorite fried okra. I don't know. I'm just saying fried okra. Fried okra, um, succotash or something like that. Why tell me a story about your grandmother. A story about, something about her and y'all experience that's interesting, while you cook that meal. And then the next meal is pig feet. The next meal is what, I don't know, whatever you want to cook. To me, I feel like whatever your skill is, show it to somebody and add your story to it. That to me, that narrative building and that storytelling is what is interesting to me. And I think everybody should use their skill and their talent to tell their story, whatever that is. If you are you a fucking mechanic, you like fixing cars, pick out 5 of your favorite fucking cars and tell us about those cars. And tell us about those cars. And I'm sharing this with y'all because this, to me, this is my expertise. When people bring me on to consult in building their narrative around their business or whatever, this is the things, that the kind of stuff that I think of. So say that you're a mechanic and you like cars. Let's pick 5 of your favorite cars and tell a story about you that tells people about you that revolves around each one of those cars. That's a whole 5-part series that you can tell us, where somebody who is interested in cars will learn about you while they're learning about the cars. Do you see what I'm saying? And it could be anything. It could be fashion. I can do this with anything. Whatever your skill, if you're a nurse, I can do some. You tell me a story about you. Tell me a story about your most interesting patients, and I can build your story around those patients. But you can do that yourself. I'm just telling you how I would do it if it were you. And what I'm trying to inspire you to do is to tell your story. Because that's what my life purpose and my passion is about, is to learn about Black people, particularly queer and trans people. Um, to learn about y'all, and I want y'all to put y'all stories out. There's so many amazing people out here that I run into because of who I am. I run into people. Guess who I ran in? Wow, this is a side note. Guess who I ran into today? Y'all know Raymonte. Is it Raymondre? Raymonte? I know him on Twitter. I know him on Twitter and where's my phone? I know him on Twitter. Let me show y'all a picture. I ran into him today at the mall and he saw me and said, "Oh my God, you look so good." He's like a gay social Raymonte. Him. This boy in a red hat. It's not zooming in. The Banji boy. Yes, I love him. So he was at the Galleria today, and I'm tipping through, and I was looking fly because, bitch, I'm always looking fly. And I'm not paying attention, but I look over and I see his face. And as soon as I recognize his face of who he is, he says, "Oh my God, you look so good." And I was like, "Thank you." And we just kept going. We didn't stop and talk to each other, but it was just a kiki. And I just hit him up on Twitter and told him who I was. And he was like, "Yes." I love him. You know, I love the Banji gay boys. But anyway, yes, that's what I just, it made when I talk about running into people. So I always run into people and they have these amazing stories. And I'm like, "Oh, why don't you like share this with somebody?" And they'd be like, "Oh, I'm shy. And oh, I'm this. Da, 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 da." But you can do certain things that are don't require you to be in front of a camera. You can you can write. It's just so many ways. I don't know. It's just so many ways that you should be able to tell your story. But you should be able to you should tell it. As big coming from him because he usually be reading. um, but yeah, I feel like you should tell your story. I want y'all to tell your story, and that's I'm invested in building trans narratives, trans and queer narrative. But even if you're not trans or queer, or whatever you are, like be inspired to share what it is in your life that you're proud of, whatever it is about you that you are proud of. And you should be proud of something. You should be proud of something. There should be something. We're not talking about accomplishment to the standard of a society. Accomplishments to the standard of you. What are your accomplishments for yourself? Yes, I love Raymond. Yes, I love him. I follow him. He's so cute. So cute. Him though, whatever those three gay boys, is it Malik McIntyre, um, Raymontre, and what's the I don't remember the other boy name. They all got veneers. I know that. They got pretty veneers. Um, I've been really working on just turning on the camera and talking or just writing. It's been a struggle, but I know I have to do it. Yeah, just get comfortable. Um just with telling your story. It don't necessarily Malik and DeAndre. Yes, I love all of them. I follow all of them. They so fun and so cute. My favorite my favorite gay boys right now are OBO. OBO so fucking fine. Ooh, I just like him cause he fine. I just gotta admit that. I don't really be paying attention to what he be saying. OBO just fine. So I just gotta, it don't be really about what he be saying. OBO, but OBO, Malik, I definitely follow Malik. Malik's so cute because Malik is a Pisces like me. So I love him. A weirdo Pisces. And DeAndre, I like the banginess of how DeAndre talks. I think that's what I like about him. I like how DeAndre talks. His voice is it feels like if you close your eyes, like I'm hearing a ratchet girl talking. I like DeAndre. And I just watch Raymonte because he be always fighting. Yeah, Malik had to get up out of Detroit, baby. He said, "Y'all too hood and ratchet for me. I gotta get up out of here." He said, "Y'all too hood, honey. Let me get up out of here." Malik said, "I'm gonna go to the army and be done and go ahead and be gay somewhere else." Malik said, "No, ma'am. This was cute, but I'm about to get up out of here." Well, I was in college. The kids that was from Detroit were the most ratchet in school. Detroit and Detroit, New Orleans, and Florida was the, if I was to lump them together, they were the most ratchet. Detroit, Florida, and New Orleans. That's crazy. I just moved back to New Orleans and I keep having a moment when I'm like, I forgot that we were like this. What's that meme? You cannot trick me. Because you'll go to New Orleans, everybody be so sweet, and it look like it about to be, Southern Belle Paradise, baby. And I be like, no, 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 you cannot trick me. You cannot trick me. I know y'all is ranch. And I live, but I know. God, so many people passing away. So, yeah, yeah. Mm. So yes, be inspired to tell your stories. I want to hear them. Tell it through art. If you're an artsy motherfucker, tell it through art. You ain't gotta tell it through telling it. Tell it through your art. Create, 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 create. Stories, music. Tell it through music. Tell your stories, darling. Tell your stories. Tell your stories, darling. What else is going on? Mm, 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 mm. Oh, I went to this week I went to see TS Madison do and Craig do their Fag Talk show live. It was so fun. She let me get on the mic and talk my shit about white folks. um, it was so dope. Like it was so it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It was, them being funny. Are you watching the House of Dragons? I am watching the House of Dragons. Yes, 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 yes. That is my favorite shows of all time is Game of Thrones, Handmaid's Tale, and something else. I can't think of it right now. It's crossed my mind. But Handmaid's Tale and Game of Thrones, any spinoff, anything that got to do with them, I'm watching it. I love Handmaid's Tale. I love Game of Thrones. It is my shit. I'm also watching Interview with a Vampire, which is really, really good. The new season started. Excuse me. I love it. Oh, and if y'all let me go here. Y'all know I'm down for the piracy. If y'all want a show that Hold on, I'm about to give y'all this. Y'all know this changes every fucking month, but right now, this is where if I want to watch all the shows, all the shows that's streaming anywhere for free, this link. All my shows on there, honey. So that link now. I have an Apple computer. I don't know if you got Windows. I don't know, but Apple, we don't be worrying about. We can't be getting viruses like I don't want to say totally can't, but I never get viruses on my Apple. So I don't be worrying about going to these sites that give me free stuff, give me free shows. So I'm a person that I like HBO Max, I like my Netflix, and I get my Disney and my Hulu in a bundle. And they add my yeah, I get them in a bundle. So my Disney and Hulu are together, and I get them on my phone bills, like through my T-Mobile. So I get that, and I pay for my HBO, and I pay for my Netflix because I love them. And I pay for my PBS because I like, I'm a documentary girl, so I like documentaries. So I'm not getting Tubi, I'm not getting Peacock, I'm not getting any other fucking streaming service because the point of me getting rid of cable was because I can find all of my shows I like on the streaming services. But if I keep having to get on paying for multiple streaming, I might as well pay for cable. The whole point is just saving me some coins. So, because cable was charging $1 million for channels I didn't even fucking watch. So I can be real specific. Um, what else? What else have I been watching? Um, yeah, so those are my favorite. I love House of Dragon, so I'm Game of Thrones, so of course I'm gonna love House of Dragon. I'm ready for the wars to begin. They killing the babies. Interview with a Vampire is queer as hell in the way that the book was queer. What else? Oh, Walking Dead. Walking Dead was my third one. I loved Walking Dead. Walking Dead was fire. Even though I stopped watching when Rick spared Negan's life, I was done with the show. I didn't watch after that. This nigga done killed Glenn, and you spare his life. Killed Glenn and multiple other people. Your son done lost eyes behind this fool. Yeah. I want to watch a new spinoff. What spinoff? Rick and Michonne. Mm. Mm. The book cover for your friend's book is so dope. Thank you. I love it. Rick and Michonne. I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't watch it, but yeah, once he let Negan go and didn't kill him, I was like, I'm out. Peace. I'm out of here. Glenn's second death. Yeah. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Of course not. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. What else? Oh, this last week I was in Atlanta. You have missed nothing, darling. We're just talking, just generally talking. No subject. We're just talking. Um, I was in Atlanta. The reason why I was in Atlanta is because I was doing some consulting work with CDC, the Center of Disease and what? What does CDC stand for? Center for something. Disease is something. I can't remember what the other CDs, the other C, some CDC. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The disease people. Um, what is that? Center for Disease and what? Disease control. Okay, thank y'all. Y'all so smart. My brain was like, the Center for Disease and what? What the other C stand for? Might as well stand for coochie, because that's what this trip was about. Coochie stuff. So, years ago, they were getting people to help with the testing of products, like back in 2010, 11, 12, just different products. They were doing these little tests. Interesting to see how things set out. Some of the people who worked on some of the tests is, if you know, the amazing RSIE, she's one of them. She's not the only one, but getting people to participate. She was, I know she was one. Um, in my city, I was one. Just a bunch of people that they were kind of putting feelers out to get people to work on this kind of stuff. So you hear about this stuff and then it kind of just disappeared. And then all of a sudden, ooh, these new products was out. Same thing with like prep. Like you hear about this stuff, and then when it comes out, you're like, oh, it's out. I remember that. um, injectables and instead of pills and all that kind of stuff. So this is what's coming down the pipeline, and I can't wait for y'all to um learn about it. So y'all know that prep and shit, prep, um, prep early on was not tested on assigned female at birth people. Problematic, right? Of course, problematic. But they were like, oh, the MSM, men who have sex with men, is the highest risk. They saw when it comes to the AIDS epidemic, they were always the high risk people. And so, they was like, so let us figure this out. But what's been happening is new black women have been kind of dominating new cases like in this era. And so down the pipeline, they have some coochie rings. They're about this big and they're really soft. And they have these like five. And if you go to Atlanta, go to the CDC and do they can do a tour for you and you can see some of this stuff. Um, but there's these coochie rings that releases prep, contraception. Um, Basically, it's like five compartments of five medicines that we already know exist, but specifically for people with vaginas. That's in a world where people are, trying to stop assigned female at birth people, female body people from getting contraception and abortions and da 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 da. Da. This is a new wave of product that is kind of super dope to me. It just they release the medicine just like any other those little birth control rings, just like those, except that they're releasing prep and shit, like shit would that you need to protect you from HIV and anything like that. People gonna try to put it in the booty, but no, they're not for the booty. I was like, they're not. And we asked the man that. He was like, it was not made for the booty. It is no need to make one for the booty because we have prep for assigned male at birth people who want to have the medication. We have it for them. So this product was specifically for assigned female at birth people who want product for themselves. And it avoids you know, it avoids any of the negative symptoms that comes with processing the medicine. Not the negative symptoms, that the potential, because most people don't go through them. Um, but that potential, it totally avoids that because it's not going through the same way with the injectables. There also is an injectable, they're trying to get the injectables that last in your body longer um, with time release. Some of those are coming down the pipelines too, but this is the newest one, the coochie ring. The coochie ring. And so it was a whole convening of black women um, and just powerful black women. It was so dope. It was like 20 of us. Let me see if I can show y'all a picture. Oh, 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 oh. I believe in you and me. I believe that we will be in love eternally. But as far as I can see, you will always be the one. Is it for me? Oh, what is the name? I can't find it. Let me see if I see if I can find Vanitas. Oh, here they go. Here we go. Boom. All them women's. All them beautiful negresses. That's me because I'm a tall girl all the way in the back with the blue baby blue hat. All them beautiful women's. I love it. My book is going great. It is going great. It has gone through some changes. There's some things that I wanted to do with it that has gone through some changes. I just want it to be right, and I want to be proud of it. At times, I lose my focus when I do write. Yeah, you can. Then that means you just stop. You are on your own timeline. You are on your own pace. Don't feel like you gotta hit a mark. If it slows down, you got a little writer's block. Don't. And also don't feel like you got to be linear. You can talk about some other story. Like if you're writing a book, don't think you got to go in order. You can talk about you can write about something else, like another story. Like say you're writing this portion and then another portion comes to your brain and you want to talk about that. Just open another document and start talking about that. Let your brain just come. Let it just spew out. Let it just let whatever your and you can edit later. Just just put it out there. Yeah, don't think you gotta be linear. Don't think that you have to be. That's what I had to learn because you'll overthink it and then you will be stuck. Just put it out there. Yeah. I believe. I promise to love faithfully, faithfully. You're all I need. Oh, did y'all hear? Angela Bofield passed away. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. A video recently. Angela Bofield. She is a singer. I think from the 80s. She is. I'm pretty sure you have heard her song, but I don't want to play it because it'll get me demonetized. Um, oh, the Phyllis Hyman chick. No, Phyllis Hyman is another woman. I'm talking about Angela Bofield. Angela Bofield Phyllis Hyman is somebody totally different. The song that I know about is they did a song together. Maybe. I don't know. The song that I know is called I Try. I try to be something. I can't remember the words. But yeah. Too Tough from the 80s. Maybe. I'm not for sure. I don't know what song that they did. I just know she was pretty. She was so pretty. Purdy, 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 purdy. Do, do. Mm, 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 mm. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Come on, Shaka. Mm-hmm. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yeah, you're my favorite word of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little bit weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is your figure less? Don't, baby, don't you change your hair for me. Nah, if you care for me, yeah, stay, little Valentine, stay, yeah. Each day is Valentine. Each day is Valentine Day. Valentine's Day. What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? Tell me truly. When the chips are down. I love Shaka. Shaka is my bitch. Shaka is my favorite old school singer, honey. Actually, her song, yes, her songs, like lyrically, are so fire. Um, what's the song that I was playing the other day? It was there's a song, the bridge goes, it's called Let me see. In my mind, only see your face, and time will not erase what I feel for you in my heart. It was always you and me. That's how I thought it would be forever and ever. Where do I go? What do I do after all that we've been through? How do I turn around? Just turn around and watch you go. Whoa, whoa. 'Cause baby, your love is all I know. This is one of my favorite Shaka Khan songs. So then she go in the second verse. But my favorite part of it is the song is called Your Love Is All I Know. And then the bridge goes, first of all, we need more bridges in songs. She says, tell me how can you walk away and find somebody new when I can see myself with anyone but you. Oh, oh. That line alone. Tell me how can you walk away and find somebody new when I can't see myself with anybody else but you? These lyrics, her lyrics used to eat. I love that. Then what's that song? Let me see. Let me go to my list. Her lyrics was so dope. Love, love, love. Let me see. There's a what's the one? Something. And without you, I stumble. And without me, you fall. Without each other, where would I be at all? What is that song? What is that song? Because that part right there, she said, without you, I would stumble. Without me, you'd fall. Or without something. And without each other, where would we be at all, honey? Let me see if I can play this without it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is my favorite. I love it. Hey, Shonette, how are you? I don't know the words to this. When I feel you dreaming out deep the sunset. I don't remember the words. How I get. I wanna give you an everlasting love. I wanna feel your life with a satisfying love. Oh, you need it, a mystifying love. Oh, you want it, and everlasting love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I love this. Ah. Breezes. What's the word? Moonlight. Jesus. Friendly invasions. Late night persuasion. Ooh, I want to give you and everlasting love. All you want is a satisfying love. All you need is and that mystifying love. All you want a satisfying love. Hey, oh, oh, yes. I love this song. That's my favorite Shaka song. Is it one? Yes, I think Everlasting Song. Everlasting Love is my sickening. I also like Love You for a Lifetime. Lost to you eternally. Everything in my life. Everything in my life. I can't remember the words though. Let me see. Oh. Let me see if it is. I've never heard this version. I think this is too high for me, but let me see. This is a cover. Cold, cold, endless summer day since you went away. Tore my heart in two. Wandering through the night, I see the city light, feeling so in need, and to never be in peace. Love you for my lifetime. Yes, I love that. Lost to you eternally. Everything in my life. We were meant to be. Come on. You can find any. Let's get to the red. Let's see. Up in the sky. You make the rain and the night go away. You make the sunrise up in the sky. Love you all my lifetime. Lost to you eternal. Oh, she didn't hit that like I needed her to hit it. Like Shaka's, Shaka is a horn, baby. A horn section by herself. I don't know who that is. That's just a random karaoke person. Everything in my life. Oh. Let's see who is you can make the store. It's 5 a.m. and you walked in. Did you watch Shaka's Tiny Desk? I did. Yes, I loved it. The story begins. You say you've been out with the fellas, but the perfume tells me where you've been. I knew for sure when you walked through the door, you had another lover. I can't remember the words of that. You can make the story right. It's a fact to me, but it's fiction to you. Well, this was Black Music History Month, so they did a lot of stuff for that lately. And they've been getting a lot of traffic because who they've been having on there. They were. Oh, there's another similar. It's a similar kind of gig, but it's produced by Black people. And it's like front porch concerts. They had Tweet. They had Selena Johnson. I loved hers. I love Tweet and Selena Johnson's. I love them. Front yard concerts. They're called. Yes, they're called Nucci's Live from the Front Porch. Presented Tweet. They do Tweet. They do Selena Johnson. And basically, they're doing like a live band concert on his front porch. But it's with good sound quality, and good camera. It's really good. I went to Rainbow, and Rainbow had a sale on earrings, and I got these cute little earrings from Rainbow, these little yellows. And I got these cream, like big seashell, like little, they make these little dangling noise. Them wind chime little earrings. I got these, and I got them in blue. They're like a shell. And they had like a buy two, get one free. at Rainbow. So if you buy Rainbow, go get you some cute little earrings. They have a sale going on. Oh, yeah. Backstabber, you looking drained. Get your family back, child. Let me see. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, come on. I believe in you and me. Uh, Butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in her book. It's reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know. There's ways to grow. It's reading rainbow. Have y'all watched that documentary, Butterflies in the Sky, about reading rainbow on Netflix? Y'all need to watch it. It's really good. Especially if you're like a millennial that grew up on reading rainbow. It is good. So good. They got some cute stuff in rainbow. I love when they have like the cotton, like fancy Oxford like shirt dresses. I love those. Those really soft and comfortable. Um, you know, rainbow is good for finding a little simple piece that you're gonna add stuff to make it pop. I went on a date with this. I had this like denim. It was a sleeveless denim, but the shape of it was kind of like an A line. It was kind of went down and it was like a midi length skirt. And I had some long, like different little unique, like a bunch of long and different length um chains and necklaces and shit like that, just different lengths and different jewels on them. And I had a hat like this, but it was baby blue and it was denim. And then I had the heels that was fucking fire and gold and pretty. And it was from Rainbow, but he thought it was so expensive. we went to the um we went to the Science Museum and we just had a good ass time. And I had bangles. It was a rainbow outfit, but it looked so expensive. Everybody was complimenting me on it. Like, but I had to add things to it. They were like, "Oh my God, that is gorgeous." Just so many people. But it was rainbow, baby. Rainbow. Yeah, you just gotta go through there and see what they got. Now, sometimes they'll have some shit that you like, what who is gonna wear this? but but you'll find something in there that's like a little stunner that you can put a hat or a heel with, and it'd be like, Yeah, don't sleep on Rainbow or City Trends, baby. They are do, especially now that they kind of competing with fast fashion. Now that they're competing with fast fashion, they'll have some of the same shit that you see on Fashion Nova in their stores. That's really all that Shein and Fashion Nova is. Just an online Rainbow and City Trends child. I went to your house. The bass version of Atlantis. Walked up the stairs. I opened the door without ringing the bell. Ah. Now that to be a brand new line you can see. Then them front of me. 'Cause I'm gonna take. I never knew there was a love like this before. Never had someone to show me your love. Ooh, love like this before. That's why I haven't been in any of the stores really, because the fast fashion online retailers, the panty really changed my life. Yeah, well, I'm plus size, so I've been online. The stores has been felling the dolly when you're a big girl, so it's hard to get stuff in the stores. Anyway, for real, they don't be having your size, and so I've been dealing with the online Judies. Oh, let me see if. Mm, I went to. Oh, let me tell y'all. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Thumbs up if you're still watching. I'm gonna tell y'all how many people in here. Oh, it is 28 people. Great. So let me tell y'all a story about my junior high school crush that I just rekindled with, surprisingly. So, before, like, this is around, this is before, this like, I think maybe like 3 years before I'm even thinking about being a girl. Well, this is that age. This is like 12, 11, 12, 13, 11, 12, not 13. I was for real for sure about 13. But 11, 12ish. This is like 6th grade. This is like 7th grade. This is in this era, okay? Hey Slick, how are you? So I come up in a time when elementary was kindergarten through 6th grade. Okay. When I was in 6th grade, it was in elementary. And then the next year, I don't know if they did it at y'all school, but in Indianapolis, When I went to seventh grade, sixth grade became a part of junior high. So instead of it being seventh and eighth a part of junior high, it was six, seven, and eight. So, but when I was in sixth grade, it hadn't switched over yet. So sixth grade was in elementary. And sixth grade elementary for me was one of the wackest, most bullyingest time for me, like the most bully where I didn't enjoy school no more. Sixth grade was annoying. Um, just because it also was a hard time in my life. This is like really early on in my mom's addiction. And so I hadn't got used to her being an addict yet. This is when um if you listen to Marsha's Plate, the episode where I kind of dedicate specifically to my mom after she passes away, um, I think it's called Dear Deanna, which is my mom's name, Deanna. Um, and I talk about her, coming to my sixth grade graduation, and I was so worried about her coming to my sixth grade graduation, um, because she was a clucker. She was a dope fiend, like deep in dope fiend, like visibly a dope fiend. Like when you see crackheads out in the street, my mama looked like that. And so I didn't want her, I wanted her to come to my graduation, but I didn't want her. So there was the whole thing. So this is the era of my life. So it was really, really hard for me during this era. So not only am I getting bullied at school, I'm skinny, a skinny little boy, smart, good grades, having that part of it. I'm in like 4-H 4-H classes. Did y'all have 4-H where did y'all did y'all have 4-H in your time in your school? 4-H classes. So 4-H was fun to me because we grew shit or whatever. And so and this is when like your teachers introduce you. This is the age also when my teachers were introducing me to shit, like shit that I hadn't really had. And so, for example, like the teacher who was running the 4-H classes, she taught us how to grow geraniums in milk cartons, dirt and geraniums, milk cartons, and how to spray them and let them grow and seed and da da da. Da. So she taught us how to do that, and she taught us she didn't teach us this, but she introduced me to tomatoes, tomatoes, um, cream cheese, and Ritz crackers. I love eating like salted or vinegared tomatoes with cream cheese and Ritz crackers. So good. She introduced me to that. It was fire. Not them individually, them together, eating them together. So, because my mama used to slice up onions and tomatoes and cucumbers and put them in stuff and with salt, pepper, and vinegar. And it used to be fire. She eat them with shit. So anyway, that's a whole other story. So I just was introduced to a lot of stuff and just fun stuff, nerdy stuff. But the bullying was so crazy. It was everybody wanted to call you a fag, and oh girl, it was so late. So anyway, when I leave sixth grade, I go into seventh. Seventh grade, I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, oh Lord, we're going into bigger schools. I didn't hear about 4-H until I heard Goodbye Earl by Dixie Chicks. And Earl had to die. Na 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 na. Yes. Earl. I love that song. I love the Dixie Chicks. They're not called the Dixie Chicks anymore. They are called just the Chicks. They didn't want to be problematic Southern Dixie Chicks no more. um, so I go to so what happens is during this switch over where the sixth grades is going to with the junior highs with 6, 7, 8, they started doing this magnet school shit to where select school shit, not magnet school shit, select school shit. And so in the select school shit, you gotta apply for your select school, like a school that you selected. So I applied for what did I apply for? I applied for I don't know what middle school I applied for. I don't remember the middle school I applied for, but they didn't give it to me. They did whatever program that I was supposed to get into. They didn't. They we weren't. You weren't selected. So when you weren't selected, you had to go to a certain school. And so, and so we went back to. I went to some school off Patricia. It is 69 or six. Shit, I don't remember the number, but I remember the street name. It was Patricia. But anyway, they bust us off to this fucking school. And so I went while I'm at this school, this is also one of the last years where the schools had home economics and shop classes. And so we got to build bridges, we got to build rockets, we got to cook. We learned how to cook like cinnamon rolls and crepes and just different stuff. We learned how to bake and cook stuff like that. This was some of the last years of those classes because they cut those from a lot of school programs. When did they cut them from y'all school? I don't think they have them around no more. But anyway, when did they cut them from y'all school? The home economics and shop classes, because the shop taught you how to build shit. It taught you how to, they taught in the what I remember, they taught me how to build a bridge, like make your own bridge and make sure it was sturdy. Taught you how to do that, and they taught me how to do a fucking rocket. I love that. So shit like that was super cool to me. When I was like 5, I made a bomb when I was 5 that caught our kitchen on fire. It didn't really mess it up, but it caught it on fire. My mama was over it. But anyway, so it was like a bomb, like a super, super bomb, but it blew up the fucking stove. Ah, so my hey lady. Um, so I go to this school. Now, this school, girl, this school was ratchet because of what was going on with the shit. They basically, this school, they was sending all the ratchet kids. Whoever parents didn't put them in, didn't fill out the information, blah 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 blah. Whoever parents wasn't fucking worried about their kids, this is school that they sent them to. So I'm coming in the class. I'm coming in the my mama brings me into the school um to enroll me. And we're in the office, and there is this boy with his mother named Jeremy. And Jeremy, I look over when I come in. First of all, I'm embarrassed of my mom because my mom looks a mess. She did not dress up. She did not she did not want to go to this school shit, basically. And so I was kind of embarrassed because she's just looking hair all over her head, just embarrassed. Just a dope fiend. She's deep in her addiction. And so I'm kind of embarrassed. But when I come into the office, it's Jeremy. And Jeremy, at this point in my life, is the most beautiful boy I had ever seen. He was so handsome and cute. He was brown skinned. He was like that. He didn't look like this guy, but in regards to his color, yes. He looked like Lloyd. Y'all know the singer Lloyd? He didn't look like Lloyd, but because I don't find Lloyd attractive. But that kind of reddish brown, Like I don't consider them light skinned, but some people would consider them light skinned. I don't know. It's similar. I don't know if y'all noticed this that some people, if they have like a curly or straighter texture of hair, people will put them in the category of being light skinned, but they not light skinned. Like Tatiana Ali from Fresh Prince. Y'all remember she when they did the dark skinned girl documentary, they had, dark skinned girls talking about dark skin, like colorism. But then they did like a sequel with light skinned girls, but they had Tatiana Ali in the documentary. And I was like, Tatiana Ali isn't really light skinned. She just got that hair. She ain't light skinned though. To me, now am I tripping? Or y'all, does that make sense? Sometimes people, but because of texturism, they will lump them into. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Anyway, so yeah, Tatiana Lee to me, I've always considered her brown, but I don't know. So yeah, it's texturism. Yeah, it's a thing that happens in our culture where it's like, I don't consider Lloyd light skinned, but because he got that hair, people like, oh, he light skinned. Like, okay, interesting. Anyway, so he looks like he's that kind of that really reddish, dark, almost like Indian red skin color, not the new age light bright Indians, the kind of dark red Indians. We call them what? I can't see that. Their heart is in the way. Coolie. What does that say? Let me put a little thing so it can scoot up. Coolies. Interesting. Where the coolies come from? Yes, I went to school with twins, and one had curly hair, and they were deep brown color, very nice skin and complexion, but people called them light skin when they weren't. Yeah, so he would be one of those people where they are really brown. They just a brown person. A person like that texture on a dark skinned person. Yeah, I like I don't know. I like men that look unambiguously black. That's my favorite kind of men. I don't like you to be looking mixed. I know other people like that, but I don't be liking that. I be liking to look like motherland. um, but Jeremy did not look motherland. Jeremy looked like he was mixed, even though he wasn't mixed. Um, but his mama was there, and his mom, what I didn't know at the time, his mom was going through her addiction too. She was a crackhead too. So I didn't know this because his mom at least dressed up and got looking right, had her hair right, blah blah blah, while she took her kid to the fucking schoolhouse. So she looked like a normal mama. My mama looking like a chicken butt with her hair all up out of the she just was not looking like you supposed to represent your kids at the school. She was looking like a clucker. And so, but I was kind of ashamed, but once I came in and saw Jeremy, I was just so in love with him. Just like, oh my God, he's so cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. And I'm just looking at him like, oh my God. And so we get our schedules. So his mom is enrolling him, my mama's enrolling me. We're signing up, getting our schedules, and blah 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 blah. So what we learn, my mama and her get to kiki and get to being like chat buddies or whatever. And so when we get our schedule, we learn that both of us, me and him, have gym together on first period. So so when we get So for the rest of the year, this is what happened. So for the rest of the year, I have gym with this fool, and I am not sporty at all. Never have been, never will be. And so I hated gym. That's just what it is. I hate gym. I hate the anxiety that comes with the shit that they want you to do in gym. The funnest shit that I liked was when we would play dodgeball. And the reason why I like dodgeball, because I can run and dodge shit or whatever. And I like when that fucking ball hit people and it'll make that ringing sound. Boom, boom, like when it hits the people and it make that rubber bong sound. I used to love that shit. Boom. And yeah, I just love dodgeball was my favorite shit. But honey, I hated when Jeremy would get the ball because Jeremy is the total opposite of me. Jeremy is sporty. He played basketball. He's just a sporty boy. And honey, he would get the ball and whack you. Whoa. So it was like a love and hate situation. I hate this motherfucker, but I love him too. He's cute. And so another element about Jeremy that I remember, Jeremy had the Jordan 8s. And so he this is when mamas was getting their kids Jordans. So it started to be that kind of class thing where only mamas who was getting their kids Jordans is mamas who had a coin to get their kids Jordans. If you didn't have Jordans and you was poor and broke. This was during that time. So you knew who mamas had coins based on who was getting what kind of shoes they was getting. So my mom was broke. So, but he got some Jordans. But from what I will learn later is that, remember, I'm under the impression that his mother is a good mama because of how she presented herself. Not saying that drug mamas are not good mama, but my brain as a kid, if you on drugs, you wasn't a good mama. But I've come to grow in my knowledge around drugs. So I'm just speaking to y'all how I felt then. So my mom, so he got some Jordan. So more dinging in my brain that, oh, he got a good mom. I remember meeting his mom in the beginning of the school year. You know what I'm saying? This time my brain. And she was all clean and nice. And now he got Jordans. Hot damn. He got a good mom. He got good family back home. And so as Jeremy is going, as we going through this school year, every time I'm hearing the girls talk, they talk about how cute Jeremy is. They talk about how cute he is, his pretty curly hair, his bow legs, because he got bow legs and pigeon toes, so his legs walk like this. He got that big dick walk. And so people would be talking about him. And none of the boys liked him. Because of how the girls were responding, none of the boys liked him. Because they thought, oh, he a pretty boy. He a pretty boy. He think he all that. So every time I would see Jeremy, sometimes Jeremy be about to fight people. I remember he had pulled out a knife on the boy. But that was sometimes. But he also was like, because he was a sporty boy, he was like, also other people loved him too. Like like boys doing boy shit. People love him. Especially like teachers and shit. So my image of Jeremy was that he was a typical high performing masculinity boy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, total opposite of me. Like he was that masculine. He's what fathers love. He's what, he plays sports. He's masculine. He handsome. Like everybody loved Jeremy. All the teachers was kissing his ass. And also he's not an asshole either. He's like a nice boy. Like he's nice. Like he's cool. Yes. Yes, Shonette. But also he's not an asshole. So that's another element of him he is a likable person. Like he's nice, he's gentleman, he's respectful to adults, he's not running around cussing. He's just a nice student. Like he's just nice. He's just a nice boy. And quiet. He ain't really like loud. He's a quiet boy. So he leaves much for the imagination. Like he don't, it's not like he be in class rowdy or making jokes, being a class clown. He actually was a quiet boy. So anyway, also, this is not a side story, but a side character. There is a girl named Winter. Her name is Winter Pipes, honey. That's her real name, Winter Pipes. I looked her up on my Facebook a couple of months ago, and she was looking old as hell. And we the same age, and I'm like, damn, bitch, you look like you 60. And you got the melanin, so bitch, how you look this old? You must have had a rough ass life. Yes, child. Look how old she look. I was like, damn, you look kind of old. You looking kind of like you had a rough ass life. Cause this how my grandma was looking. But anyway, she was looking old. But at that time, she was my biggest bully child. She used to fag me down, honey, wear me out. And there was this gay boy who was in violin class with us. And they would always try to kind of pit us against each other. His name was Michael Seats. Michael Seats. Michael Seats was gay as hell. And so they knew we both feminine little gay boys. And they used to try to make us fight. They used to try to lie to Mike. His name, we called him Mikey, but his name was Michael Seats, but he was Mikey. Um, Let me show y'all a picture of Mikey. Mikey, 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 Mikey. I'm trying to find a picture of Mikey when he was young. See, I can imagine. This is Mikey. This is Mikey as an adult. The light skinned boy with the red. That's Mikey as an adult, the one with the red maroon on. I'm trying to think to show a picture when he was little. So I can get a good image of him. But anyway, me and Mikey look like we could be brothers. Because we don't look much different, especially when we were kids. Of course, we look different now, but where is you ain't got? I know you got one picture of you when you was little. No, he probably was like college age, like this. Mikey was so cute. He was cute, but we looked like when at this age, we really looked alike, if I'm keeping it real. We really at this age, we looked like we easily could have been brothers. Because I wasn't nowhere near transitioning. We were just young little 12-year-old gay boys. He got pictures of him when he was young, but like young shit. He keep posting pictures, but that is when he's like young. Anyway, so they would try to get us to fight, and she in the winter, he ain't. He definitely ain't, honey. Let me show you. You want to see some up to date pictures? Honey, it's giving. It's giving blonde hair gay. Blonde hair old school gay, honey. Let me see if I find another picture. He got some braids in. And sometimes he be having braids in and shit. He definitely a gay boy, honey. Unapologetically gay. Happy Pride. He definitely one of them. But at this time that we were younger, both of us was very we was feminine, but we wasn't just I'm gay. We wasn't that. We wasn't that. He's dealing with addiction now, I believe. I think so too. Yeah. Um, but they would be did y'all ever fight? No, we did not ever fight. Why didn't we ever fight? They were trying to get us to fight though. But I think Mikey was scary than he wanted to put on. I think Mike, because I would definitely twirl the fuck out of him. Especially during that time. I wanted to get the rage out of me. I was because of what was going on in my family life, baby. I want to fight everybody. Wear me out. I want to fight. So and then I do remember a time where I wanted to fight him, but I think he was scarier than me. Like I think he's the type that he'll talk shit, but once you get to one in the twirl, he'll calm it right on down. And there was one time I remember in our violin class that happened. But no, we never fought. And as we when we got became adults, yeah, Mikey is not fighting fish. Yeah, that's not his tea. He was way more scary. And we was clocking that it was the I was about to say the fish. It was the cis girls who was making we could kind of tell that they were making up shit to try to get us to fight the two gay boys. Anyway, the whole point of me telling y'all this point of the story is how I was in love with Jeremy, and Jeremy was so nice and everybody loved him. So that was in junior high. Fast forward to 1998. So now I'm a girl. I got my own apartment. I'm, fish about it, honey, tipping through, being that girl at school. So it's cool. So I done transitioned. I done popped a little hormone or two. I'm feeling fish, girl. And so and so we had this there's during high school there is like certain school rivalries that are more popping than others. So for our school, which is Arlington, um, the rival schools were Broad Ripple, Tech, and Lawrence Central. So Broad Ripple was the biggest one. Everybody was coming to Arlington and Broad Ripple game. So whether it be football or basketball, the Arlington Broad Ripple game is gonna be fat. Everybody gonna be there. But and then it's gonna be Tech, and then it's gonna be Lawrence Central. So this was Lawrence Central, LC. And so Lawrence Central, so Broad Ripple and Tech are Indianapolis public schools, but we have different township. Like we got Perry Township, we got Warren Central Township, and we got Lawrence North Township. We got Lawrence Central Township, just different ones. Shade. so so Lawrence Central was playing a game at Arlington, and it was packed as shit. So now I'm coming in. This is during that time where I'm finally doing the fun shit of high school, but as Diamond, like I'm coming in, living my truth and honey. So I'm tipping through, and my cousin Tanny, her real name is Latanja. Let me show y'all what Latanja look like. I'm giving y'all visuals so y'all can think about it. So y'all can be imagining. So my cousin Tanny is light skinned girl, blue eyes. She is. This is Tanny. So this is not a. That's her at work, but I'm trying to get a better picture of her. But she got a sickening ass body. And this is when we were like, she was in high school. So she was like, her body is so fucking. First of all, she pretty as hell. She light skin, blue eyes, long hair, badass body. Like she looked like the '90s video vixen type of chick. I'm trying to think of no, she's not an author. But she's just a typical pretty light skinned girl. She just yeah, she just a beautiful. Like all the niggas loved her. Like she just was beautiful. And niggas loved her. So she went to Lawrence North, to Lawrence Central. And so I'm coming to the situation. So I'm coming in, and remember, I'm a trans person. So when I come into a space, it's all of all the rigmarole, honey. It's like I shake it up. And so what happens is I'm the game is letting out. So everybody is coming out of the new. Also, what's going on is this is our school's first game at our new gym. We got a whole new gym built, and it's the basically the first game that we have at the new gym. So the bleachers are new, the floors are new, the whole gym is new. It's fire. And so this is our first game that we're having at the new gym. And so we got a concession stand. It's fire. So anyway, the game is over. Arlington won. Our school won, and we are coming out. Everybody is coming out of the gymnasium to go to the parking lot so you can go home. So when you come out of the gym part, it is where they sell the tickets and where they sell the popcorn, the concession place, and then you go out another doors to go out to the parking lot. So when I come out of the gym and going into concession area, my eyes, now in high school, my eyes lay on the most beautiful boy that I ever saw, Jeremy. And he is a high schooler now. He is not a 12-year-old. He is a 17, he's 17 years old. And I'm like, oh, so now the testosterone done hit him and he looks even more beautiful. So I see him and I just stop and I'm sitting there like, oh my God. So now, but so now I'm in awe seeing Jeremy. Like, oh my God. But I know soon as I come out into this concession stand out of the gym and I come out, it's gonna be some hoopla about the trans person. So I still come out though. I'm looking fly. I'm looking fly, but I come out and my typical bullies, these dudes, his name is Brandon Burke and William Holland. Let me show you how they look. I ain't got no pictures of Brandon. Brandon Burke. This is Will. This is William. This is Pooh Butt. Typical bully look. Typical late, tired, dusty, hood street nigga. Girl, late and tired. Typical tall, lanky, rude. So we so I'm coming out of the fucking thing and then they see me. So anytime they see me, they gonna say something. Oh, look at this she-male. Look at this he-she. Look at RuPaul. Because y'all know there wasn't no trans woman to reference. Only thing that they had to reference in the 90s that kind of match a trans woman is RuPaul. So they was gonna call you RuPaul. So when I tip through, they get to calling me RuPaul and he, she's and she males and faggots and all this kind of stuff. So I am embarrassed because it's different if you do it in front of our regular class people, but you're doing it in front of Jeremy. How dare you? So it's an extra level of shame on it. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that they are doing this. I wanted to just creep past and not do nothing. But remember, I told you Jeremy is a nice boy. So Jeremy doesn't add to you. Once they get to wearing me out, of course, you know, all the other boys around get to being spicy and saying little shit, laughing and all that kind of stuff. But Jeremy, he's not really that kind of boy. He kind of like looking around like, what is going on? Like, what? He ain't really that type. And so I see him standing there, but he just kind of looking at what's happening. And so I go out to the parking lot and I'm in the parking lot. I want to go home. I am tired of this. I do not want to be. I am embarrassed. I seen the love of my life and they have called me RuPaul in front of the love of my life. I am embarrassed and shamed and want to go home and eat ice cream. I do not want to be here anymore. Let me go home. And so I'm standing waiting for I can't remember what, somebody was coming to pick me up or whatever to take me home. So I'm waiting for the people to come pick me up. I can't remember who it would be. I don't know who it would be. Probably was Cliff or somebody. I don't know. Anyway, but I don't want to be in anybody's face. But before I want to go over to Devington Plaza and stay over there because that's away from the school. Because now the crowd is all in the parking lot. And here go my pretty ass cis girl cousin, she is beautiful. And so when she come around, the dudes are like, like following her, trying to talk to her, blah, 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 blah. She is a popular, beautiful girl. And so she goes to Lawrence Central. I go to Arlington. and we don't see each other all the time. And so this is her senior year. No, this is not her senior year. This is her, if I'm, no. She already done graduated. But she's coming back to the game because it's something that you do citywide. Baby, all I hear coming from the other side of the parking lot, because I done came out of the concession and I'm going to the parking lot, and now everybody is talking about the tranny. And so I'm like in full shame mode. I want to get out of here. But all of a sudden, from across the parking lot, I hear my beautiful, popular cousin. I guess she got a whiff of them trying to bully me. Okay? Them trying to make fun of me, blah, 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 blah. So she thinks this is coming from a good place. So this is nothing negative. But she thinks that the best thing to do is to defend me. So from the other side of the parking lot, all I hear is, "Oh my God, that's my motherfucking cousin," dead naming me. Y'all not gonna be talking about my motherfucking cousin. That's my motherfucking cousin. And she look better than some of you bitches. Because my cousin is kind of ratchet too. And she gets to wearing it out. And she runs over to me and she says, "Come here, cousin." And she comes over and she gets to talk about how pretty I look. And she is wearing me out. Okay. she's is positive, but because of who she is and how she's acting, it is bringing way more attention than I want. It's making the situation worse, and her intention is good. Not only is she dead naming me, but because of who she is, her being this fucking bad bitch, all the niggas is just around. And then so you take the bad bitch energy, that attention that comes with when a bad bitch walk in the room, because not only is her mug sickening, her body is sickening, and she dressed in a way not sexy, but it shows off her body. Because she's now at this point, she's like, I'm 17. She's like 20. Because I'm like 17. So she's like 20 years old. So she done had a baby. So she got the body that you get after you have your first baby. So it's a woman, beautiful body. It's a womanly, whatever happens to it. Usually, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Usually, I don't know. I won't say usually, but a lot of times the girls I know, after their first baby, they not skinny no more like when they was prior to their baby, but they like it put thickness where it needed to be. It wasn't, they ain't like big, they'll become big. But it'll just put some meat on their bones and they just look fire. So this is where my cousin was 20 years old, fire, and body was banging, and she dressed like her body was banging. So you take the bad sickening bitch energy that comes with when a bad bitch come into the room, 20-year-old bad bitch, and then you take the energy of a trans woman coming into a space that is not used to trans people. We in Indianapolis, we in Indiana, and this is abnormal for a trans person to be in this space, openly out in this space. This is abnormal during this era, during the 90s. and I'm the only one. Now in our city, we had a bunch of girls doing this. One of the girls would be going to the skating rink. One of the girls would go to the fashion show. We had girls kind of breaking it down, but I was the one doing it in the school system, in my school system, my school. And so you have this alien-like trans thing and this bad bitch coming together in this parking lot, and it just creates this supernova of attention. Boom. And so you just see this crowd like a tornado just coming towards us, just looking. And not only is she loud in defense of me, she's just it just brings way more attention. So I look over and all I see is Jeremy just looking at us like, what is happening here? She's being ratchet. You got this thing. And I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I want to get out of this crowd, but I don't want to walk through the crowd now. Oh my God. I just feel I'm getting lightheaded. I am like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And so my ride ends up coming, finally pulling up and honking the horn. My cousin gives me a hug, and she was like, she was like, the fuck these motherfuckers. You don't let them talk shit to you. Fuck them. They ain't gonna do nothing to you. But not why I'm here. I have my man come up here and shoot all these motherfuckers. Don't worry about it. Blah blah blah. This is how she's going off on the people in defense of me. So I'm not gonna say nothing because that's my cousin. I appreciate it, but it also made the situation worse. So anyway, that's in high school. So a month ago, I'm on TikTok, and all of a sudden, I keep getting this dude named Mike coming to my page. And so when I go to his page, I look and it's a picture of Jeremy. And so I'm like, ooh, Jeremy. Now I'm a grown woman. This is a month ago. So I'm a grown woman now, honey. With a life experience, baby. It's a whole different ball game. I'm a grown woman. You a grown man. And you keep coming to my page looking and scheming. And all I'm doing on my page is talking about trans stuff. So you ain't accidentally coming on my page. So I'm like, what is going? How is she today? Oh, she's a homophobe. I don't talk to her no more because, honey, she's a homophobe. Transphobic homophobe, child. Um, she the churchy side of my family, so she got saved and started trying to act like she didn't have a baby out of wedlock in her teenage years. Anyway, so he he keeps coming to my page, and so I send him a message, and I say, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for y'all, so I can make sure I say what the words, what the words, what I actually said. I hope y'all had a good day today. Today is Juneteenth. I love this gay boy. He's so cute to me. But happy Juneteenth to everyone except Billy Porter for obvious reasons, Tiffany Haddish, Toe Tap Coon, Candace Owens, broke ass grifter, every member of the Breakfast Club, both past and present, Lil Boosie, colorist black people, elitist black people, capitalist black people that think that racism has a price tag on them, they can buy their way out of it. Problematic interracial black people who only want to bring up love is love whenever we talk about black love. You know exactly what you're doing. Play stupid with your mama. Amen. I love him. Look at this red. Look at So let me see if I can get all right. So now let me go through the conversation, honey. Okay, so when he first, this is back in April. When he first started following me, I'm like, oh, he following me. So I hit him up and say his name. Now his name on here is not the name that I know him as. And so I say his name and I was like, Jeremy, hey. And he doesn't respond. And so I'm like, okay. Okay. So I don't think about it no more because I got a life. So I'm not thinking about it. But he keeps coming to my profile. So I say, this is like maybe like 2 weeks later. I say, why you keep coming to my page but not speaking? He doesn't respond. He reads it but doesn't respond. Fast forward to a week later. I say, because either he thinks I'm spam. I don't know what it is. I don't understand why you keep coming to my page and not speaking if we're talking. You get what I'm saying? I don't even follow him. Like, he's following me. Like, it shows on his page that he follows me, but I don't follow him. So I don't understand what's going on here. I don't really understand what's happening. So I say, did you go to I said, did you go to the school? Remember the junior high school that I told y'all about? I said, did you go to that school in Indianapolis? Because I also don't live in Indianapolis anymore and I ain't lived there since '05. And so he says, and so I say, or then did you go to Lawrence North? So I said Lawrence North because I forgot that he actually went to Lawrence Central. But I said Lawrence North, and then the school basically the schools that I thought that I remembered were not the schools that we went together. We figured it out later on in the conversation, but the schools that I said were wrong because this was back in fucking when I was fucking 12. I can't remember the number now. But I knew it, and I had jumped to so many schools during this era of my life that I just couldn't remember. I just remember the name of the street. So anyway, so he finally responds and he says, no, I don't go to either one of them schools. I didn't go to either one of them schools. Why? Did you? And so I say, well, I went to that school with the guy in your picture. Because regardless of who you are behind the screen, the guy in the picture, I know for sure is Jeremy. And I was like, I went to school with the guy in your picture when we were kids. And, he was smaller because he done got thick. And I said, I thought he went to Lawrence North or Lawrence Central or something in high school because I saw him at a game once at Arlington. And I went to Arlington for high school. And so he didn't respond to me re-saying that. And so that happened in like April the 15th, and he didn't respond to it. And so later that maybe the next day, I say, I know I'm not tripping because at this point, at this point, I'm like, am I tripping? Like, it didn't. None of this made sense. Because why would you have a picture of Jeremy? I know what Jeremy looks like. Why would you have a picture of Jeremy? So I say, now you got me feeling like I'm going crazy. I might got the school number wrong because this was in fucking '94, nigga. We 40 something now. So tell me if this sounds familiar. Jeremy played basketball when he was in school. Jeremy had the Bugs Bunny Jordans 8 in purple and black when we were in school. I remember those details because we had gym together. Your mother is light skinned like me, and she looks like you, except you are brown. I remember this because your mom and my mom enrolled us in school on the same day. And then I said, you like pigeon toed. Um, when you smile, your eyes get tight, just like mine. When we smile, our eyes get tight. And I say, I remember all of this because you were my first crush in school, and I'll just always remember it. So, nigga, tell me if any of that sound familiar. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is too detailed. He was like, yo, now I believe you. At first, I didn't believe what you were saying. I thought you were trying to scam me. I was like, yo, which was crazy because in my brain, I'm like, you following me. I didn't it'd be different if I'm some random profile following you. You following me. I don't even follow you. So, nigga, why would I be scamming you? And what scammers is sending fucking paragraphs and shit? And he was like, oh my God, it doesn't make sense. He was like, what school did you go to in 7th grade? What is your name? Like your full name, if you don't mind me asking. I did have Bug Bunny Jordans. Those was the very first Jordans that I ever had. I did end up at Lawrence Central in high school. He was like, I went to a lot of different high schools growing up. Who taught the gym class that we had? You described my mother somewhat. I'm trying to remember who you are. My 7th grade year is when I started at IPS select school stuff. So I got bused to the other side of town because school 59 in Glendale was full. Did I have any other classes with you? He was like, you're making me feel crazy now. I said, okay, I thought the number was this, but I guess the number was, I can't remember the number, but then I started Googling to see if I can find the number. And I was like, I started giving more details. I was like, it was out west. And he was like, when I was in 7th grade, I went to school 61. So I looked up 61. I was like, that's her school. I thought the name of the school was Patricia something, Patricia Hill, but that was the name of the street that the school was on. That's why I remembered it, but it was school 61. And so, so I started giving some details about gym class. I said, I don't know the gym class, but we used to play. I described the class and da 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 da. And so I gave him more details that I remembered. And he was like, yeah, you're describing the school. He was like, what is your name? And I was like, boy, you're not about to make me give you my old name. I'm not about to say my old name. As simple as that. I'm not about to do that. That's not about to. You're not about to give me to dead name myself. Get the fuck out of here. You either know it or you don't know it. And so I said, you wouldn't remember it anyway. We never talked because in this time, me and him never talked. We never talked to each other. There was no time that I remember that I'm sitting there talking to Jeremy. No. That didn't happen. So it would be nothing that he would remember. And plus, I am quiet, and in this time of my life, I'm quiet and shy. So there would literally be nothing about me that he would remember, I think. I was shy and little, so no, you wouldn't remember it. I don't look nothing like I do now. I was like, but 61 was it. Blah blah blah. I'm talking about what I remember. He says, when I say that about the dead name, he said, you would be surprised what I remember. I didn't have any friends at that school or any school I went to, really. I wasn't expected. He was like, I wasn't accepted by my own fucking people growing up because I looked mixed. So he's about to give me, the woe is me, it gets to wear me out. The woe is me mixed person. Even though he is not mixed, but you know how mixed people will give the whole, I'm not accepted by white people or black people. So my pro-blackness antenna, my dashiki and dashiki hats start to come on when you get to talking like that. And I get to start, I got to start educating you. So he started giving me that. He was like, I was the only child growing up and I didn't have any siblings. He was like, just tell me what your name was. And I was like, what? That's wild. You seem popular and beloved to me. All the girls talked about you. because I just had a different vision of him because first of all, I had a crush on him, but also just how my related how I related to him was through other people because me and him never talked. So I just thought that everybody liked him because everybody talked positive about him. Teachers, the girls, all that. And so he said all the boys hated me and tried to jump me every fucking day. I walked around with a padlock in the buckle of my pants. I had a knife. If if girls liked me, I never knew it. I got joned on every day. But by the time I got in high school, all that shit stopped though. I had I was holding my own on a whole other level by then. I said, so I was wrecking my brain because I live in Texas and I only go back home to Indianapolis twice a year. So I'm like, how did Jeremy find me on TikTok? I went to Facebook and realized that we are friends on there. So I didn't know that he had already sent me a request on Facebook, but under this weird ass name. So I didn't know it was him. And sometimes I just accept people's shit. So I didn't even know it was him. But I had went and looked and was like, oh, this is who you are. And you are already on my list. And that's how you found me on TikTok. I was like, it's strange how everybody's point of view is so different. I didn't know any of that was going on with you because everybody seemed like it was baby love. I only heard positive stuff. And so he asked me again, he'd asked me 3 times, what is my name? And I say, LOL. And I say Diamond Collier. And I was like, I'm not saying my old name, nigga. I don't know why the fuck you keep trying to get me to say it. I'm not saying it. So you can wrap that up. And he was like, all right, that was he was like, I see you now on Facebook, but that wouldn't be a name I remember, right? And I was like, no, that wouldn't be a name I remember. And so you remember because that's not I transitioned later on. And so he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, now you got me full of questions. He was like, you are taking me down memory lane, but I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to see what is like, how do you even remember me or whatever? So we go into the whole conversation about his mom, and then he tells me that his mom was on drugs at the time, and he just get to telling me his life story about how bad his life was growing up. And basically his mom was just like my mom on drugs, except he was an only child. And she was really, really good at hiding it until like years later where she kind of just fell off. Um Crack epidemic. So we just get to talking about the crack epidemic and and just and so then he was like, all right, once we get all that, he was like, so quick question. So I'm looking at your content and I know you are a trans woman. He was like, why won't you say your name? Do you feel some type of way about who you were back then? Um, he's like, if that's too personal, I apologize. I'm just trying to understand what's the big deal. And so I basically say, sweetie, I work hard to become to who I am. And it's not that I haven't come to terms with that part of my life. I just don't like holding on to shit. And that name, my old name is unimportant. So what does it matter? That hasn't been my name for a decade. So what is up? Like what's in my brain it's pointless for you to even be talking about that. And so he was like, do you mind asking me more questions? And I say, sure. And baby, I'm thinking he's about to go into transgender questions. And he goes into fucking gender wars questions. Um so his first question was, Do black women or black men have it worse in United States of America? And so we get to having these philosophical gender questions. And if you about to expose to me that you one of these podcast bros, this is about to turn me off. And I'm not feeling this conversation no more. It's my late. So he gets to talking. So in the process of him asking me these questions, I get to describing the Arlington situation too. And he was like, "I'm sorry, I don't remember the Arlington situation." Um, because I he was like, "I just don't remember it." He was like, "I was going through so much while I was in high school that I didn't even, I wasn't even worried about that." And then I respond to the hotel question because he goes into the hotel question. And I say, I think that women have it worse in general, but there are some circumstances that men have it worse. There are also situations where black is not the worst thing in America. And he was like, "How so?" And explained to me. I was like, there are some situations where Native Americans and immigrants who don't assimilate into whiteness have a way worse outcome to the situation. Like it just was like, there's many circumstances where Native American numbers out are worse than ours. Like in regards to like domestic violence and intimate partner homicide. The only people that beat black women's numbers are Native American women. So in that circumstances, it's not black people that's on the bottom. It is Native American women between the ages of 24 and 10. They end up missing and dead way more often than us. Um, so and the data shows that. So we are the second from the bottom compared to the numbers of Native women. And because of how the data is collected, it actually the numbers can be very worse because Native women sometimes are not um what is it? The data can sometimes be skewed lower. So anyway, that's a whole other story. Um, and also another element, another example is it's either I'm gonna say this either flipped or y'all have to look it up. I don't have time to look it up, but y'all can look up and check. So in state cases of stuff, black men get like locked up more often when it comes to getting locked up and getting cases against them on a state level. But on a federal level, there is a number where Latinx men get more convictions. Most people think it's black men, but on a federal level, there was data, the data showed that it was actually Latinx men, which was a surprising data data point, which was like, oh, we thought it was going to be black men, but it's not on a federal level. Something like that. It was a difference between the state level and federal level. State level, all around, black men was dominating the numbers of who would get arrested and who would get locked up for it for whatever. But on a federal level, it's either drug charges or on a federal level something about drug charges. Anyway, so I'll have to find it and I'll have to look up that again. But it was certain situations where we are not the bottom. And you have to know the data to know it. You can't just assume it's just black people because it's not always that. So anyway, so we get to talking about that. And then so I start to get into my black feminist bag. So I'm giving him all kinds of data points. And so he tells me that he went to college in Oklahoma and that's where he got his degree. And he was like, he is enjoying all the information that I am giving him because some of the stuff he knew and some of the stuff he didn't know. And he was like, and his response is not to You know how some dudes, when they trying to bring up shit like this, they want to argue with you to prove that men have it worse. But he is not doing that. He was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. He's like being open to the information and sharing his own information. And like he's like, oh, you sharing some new shit to me and da 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 da. So it's like a positive conversation. It's not like a negative conversation or whatever. And so then we go into conversations about sexual assault and then he goes into the conversation about just more about his life. And basically I say, yo, here's my number, give me a call or whatever, because I'm about to I think I had to do something because I wasn't about to be on my phone all day. So I sent him my number and we literally stayed on the phone talking for like 3 hours just about life shit. So he has a little girl. He hasn't been married, but he does have a little girl, but um he's not they on good terms, but he's not like with his baby mama at all. But they're on good terms. They co-parent together. Um, I got bit by a damn mosquito, man. It's itching now. Um, but yeah, hopefully when I go back to Indianapolis, me and him can meet up and, you know, even if it's not have honey, which is the goal, but we at least can meet up and have good conversation because he never went into anything flirty or anything like that. He just went into like serious conversations about the LGBT community. He didn't say he wasn't on no problematic shit. He just was like, oh, I didn't know about this. And he just was asking questions that he never really gets to ask anybody because he was like, I don't really know trans people like that. I don't really hang around gay people like that. And so, and I'm like a quiet person, so I don't really be messing with anybody really like that. That's not who I am. And he was like, so now that I got a chance to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. So I said, oh, damn. But he didn't do any kind of flirting. He didn't give me any kind of way to explore like what he's thinking about in regards to queerness. Um, but we did have an amazing conversation just about life and intellectual stuff. And when we did in the call, I said, "Oh, would you want to hang out?" And he was like, yeah, you're cool as fuck. I would love to hang out with you. And so hopefully when I go back home, we will have a good hangout session. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'm gonna be looking sexy and fine. And hopefully I'm sexy and fine enough to lead him in the direction to play in the dark waters. Ah. We manifest in an intellectual. Yes, manifest. That would be T. Hey, Marissa. When he get into your shape in person, this thing. Right. Come on, get into this woman, baby. Get into me, honey. Yeah, let him get into my sex appeal in person and see what we can turn this into, baby. But yeah, it was really random and it just was a good time. It was a good conversation. And how he was stalking my page, I thought it was gonna be freak, but it didn't turn into freak. It turned into clean, wholesome, intellectual college graduate, which I'm so happy for him that he didn't go down another road like some of the other my other crushes. Honey, my crush from high school, all the dudes that I talked about on My Love Beneath, honey, they either been to prison, well, all of them been to prison. um, and one of them is just a fucking cokehead. I'm like, oh Lord, they still look good though. They still look good. They still look good. But yeah, I wanted to tell y'all that story and keep me in your prayers, manifest some good things, because I hope that it turns into something fire. Because it's not many dudes in my life that I didn't get to have. I just never got a chance to be in Jeremy's space in regards to like alone time. So, honey, yes, manifest that dick. Damn. But yes, he's still in Indiana. But any dude that I wanted that I could be, that I could interact with in my life, I done had him. But I never got to really interact with him. So, but yes, he is still in Indiana. And everlasting love. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think Indiana kind of love word. There's more than corn in Indiana. They used to say that all the times on the commercials. You don't want to live there. I do not. I do not. I will never. Only way I would go back to Indiana is if a job was offering me the most nasty of nastiest coins. But I don't like the cold. I don't want to live in anywhere that has a winter. I don't want to yeah, I don't want to live anywhere there. Diamond, we need a book or a show series story stat. I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh yeah, it's not. I don't want it to happen. We're not manifesting that. I don't want to be in Indiana. I want to be where I'm at. Actually, if I was to move anywhere other than Houston, it would not be in this country. I want to move out. If I want to move, I want to move out the country. Because for me, Houston is the perfect city for me. It is black as fuck. It is culturally significant. The food is fire. It is in the middle of the country, so it only takes me at the most of the time it's 3, but 3 to 4 hours to get to anywhere in the United States. I can get to Seattle, I can get to New York, I can get to San Diego, I can get to Florida in 4 hours at the most, everywhere. I can get to Jamaica, I can get to Cancun in 2 hours. I can get to I just can get to places in anywhere in in the North America in less than 4 hours. So I got a cheap beachy getaway. It cost me $226 if I buy in advance to get to Cancun from Houston. So I can get to a beach tropical type location fast. What else? I like the South. So that I'm a Southern girl to the heart. I'm a Midwest girl, but I'm a Southern girl to the heart. Southern, culturally Southern girl. Um, love everything about Houston. And now a lot of my friends are here. So there's no point. I wouldn't want to. I'm trying to think of where there's, if I had to move somewhere in the United States, where would I want to live? I guess it would be Dallas. A Southern girl with Northern intentions. Something. I wouldn't say Northern intentions. A Southern girl with, I don't know, Northern flair. I don't know. Something. Ambitions. Yeah, I guess that would be. But yes, I love where I'm at. I definitely wouldn't live. I can't think of another southern state that I would live in, another southern city that I would live in. I don't like Florida. I don't like Atlanta. Arkansas, Mississippi, Kentucky, Alabama, no. New Orleans, no. Um, I could live in Dallas, but I would, if I had to choose between Houston and Dallas, I'm choosing Houston. Um, yeah, yeah, I couldn't do it. Nashville, no. I hated Nashville. Now, if I could be a songwriter, I would move to Nashville if they let me get into the songwriting game, but they barely want cis black women in there. How's Houston traffic? Traffic is gone traffic. If you're in a major city, traffic is gone traffic. So I'm not traffic, and I don't drive. That's another element. I usually Ubers and shit. I don't drive at all. I don't have. I've never had a license in my life. I've owned cars, but I've never had a license in my life. So I'm not. I don't drive. So I don't really think about it. When they created Uber and Lyft, baby, honey, they messed up by doing that because I Uber and Lyft everywhere. The surface streets are pretty decent. Yeah, and then I live, I don't want to say I'm centrally located, but I'm centrally located to anything that I want to do. Everything that I want to, shit that I want to do, I like to shop. I like fashion. So I live very close to the fashion mall. I'm 30 minutes from each one of the airports. So if I want to travel, I can go to each one. Same distance. Fire. You centrally located to the niggas, right? I'm in Tucson and traffic has become so bad, and it's a smaller city than Phoenix and Glendale. Oh, yeah. That area of the country, that area of the country, I have no interest in. That southwestern area of like New Mexico, Arizona, Utah. What's above New Mexico? Wyoming? Colorado? Yeah. Mm-mm. I had a little infatuation with Denver for a little bit, but then when I went there one time and the money wasn't cute, Yeah, this whole mountain region, the whole mountain region between from New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, that whole area of the United States. Bitch, I would die. No, I would never live any place in that whole strip, that whole G mountain zone. Um, really think anything above Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, no. Anything Great Plains, hell no. I don't want to live anywhere no there. Trying to think of other places other than Houston. I could live in Chicago. I could live in Chicago, but Chicago winters will wear me out. But I could live in Chicago. I do enjoy Chicago enough to where I could live there. But I feel like I could live in St. Louis too. Um, I wouldn't want to live in New would I? Philly, the men are late there. In Chicago. Mm. There's something about North Carolina, like Charlotte. It's something about North Carolina that sounds like I could maybe play with it. I don't know. I like DC. DC is just so expensive, but I do like DC a little bit. I do. Anytime I go to DC, I have a great time, and the men treat me like a queen. The DC men, one thing about DC men is that they take care of me. There's just nothing about, I've never had any kind of issue with DC men in regards to any like dating, like as far as like, I don't know, DC men will take you out. They'll take you to a nice dinner. I don't know. I just always have a good time with DC men. I did not like Charlotte when I visited. Mm. I don't think I visited Charlotte for fun. I wanna give you an everlasting love. Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head. All you need is an everlasting love. All you want is a mystifying love. Because it's supposed to be a new Atlanta. Charlotte gave me white Southern City and I gagged. Mm. I don't know. I just have met some good people in there. We need a cover of that. Mm. I already started to record it, but I just haven't finished it. When I feel you dreaming until the sunset. I get. I wanna give you an everlasting love. You need it. Did you talk about Carmen? I did not. I don't care about Carmen, child. Carmen can go on about her business. I love that everybody was reading her in the comments. Everybody was like, Miss Thing. Girl. But nobody. What life did you live, girl? That was shown on Pose. What character? Which one? Tell me what character was you. If you don't go sit down. Ever since she was on the not the Players Club. Ever since she was on the Breakfast Club during that fucking Malik Yoba situation, I did not live. And ever since she was talking shit about T.S. Madison, it was a T.S. Madison that I started fucking with her. Cause bitch, how dare you? You've been a woman for a year. How dare you come in and talk about who represents you, bitch? Get the fuck out of here. You was on RuPaul Drag Race lying about not having silicone. You don't get your ass out of here. Her career didn't really take as she planned, right? Because your career, you thought that you was gonna your career. The issue. If she would have came out 5 years earlier, she actually could have spun some shit. But she comes out in the middle of a Black Lives Matter movement. So all the girls who is coming of age and getting opportunity is gonna be the black girls, not you, not the white girls and the Latinx girls. No, that's not what's. You got to understand that during the time that this trans renaissance is happening is during the Black Lives Matter movement, and you hear, if you pay attention, some of the girls who are typically privileged, they wouldn't say it directly, but the subtext is we not getting opportunity because all they want is the black girls. I was cackling though, because I was living. They wasn't saying it directly, but the subtext of their conversation was very that. Hey y'all. The girls who normally, the trans girls, the white trans girls and the Latinx trans girls, they weren't saying it but the loud part, the silent part was real loud. Well, yes, the trans thing is popping, but they don't want my type of girl. They're giving the opportunities to the black girls, honey. Baby, I'm in need of your love And you got that touch that I need so much, and I am about to explode. Freely, completely. Anything you want, I'll be. Good love, down to the last drop. And I'm not gonna stop. That's all I'll do. And every hour, baby. No more. Love without a limit. Mm. But I really want to know what story she thought was telling her story. You come to fame as a boy on Drag Race. So what trans story is being told about you on Pose? I'm really glad. In the story did she ever say which character was based off of her life? They stole. Did she ever say which character? The marriage storyline. Whose marriage? Angels? Who did Carmen Carrera get married to? That we know. I remember she was on couples therapy and Joe Button was making all them faces. I remember that, but I didn't nobody know her boyfriend. Who was her boyfriend? Some Latinx between that already had kids. Oh, child. Really? She thought that was her? This is my impression of Pose. Pose got a third season, and I think that they were hoping that it got more. And so that to me, they were creating a, the first two seasons was showing you the life, the past. The storyline is not enough to make me think about her. Not at all. Not at all. I felt like the first seasons were the first seasons is kind of giving you the nostalgia of the trans experience in the 80s. Okay. It's laying the foundation of the nostalgia, how being trans in this era was. The second season, I think this is the Butch Queen story. Yes, there's some trans stories that's happening, but it's about, this is also the era where friendships in our culture are being kind of celebrated. When we think about like Insecure, Molly and Issa, well, friendships are being celebrated. So they're sharing the second season was about the sisterhood between the girls, between Lulu, Candy passed away. Lulu, Miss Thing, what's her name? Um, Electra, Blanca, sisterhood and the family, da 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 da, and the Butch Queen relationship between Blanca and Pray Tell. So that's an important dynamic for them to share. So I think the second season, also, it was a time to let Billy Porter kind of do his acting thing. Because this ain't shade, but this is my opinion. Billy Porter was the actor on the show. Let's keep it gutter. If we're gonna keep it real, we know. I know we don't like his shenanigans now, but but on Pose, just Pose as an entity, Billy Porter was the actor on the show, the seasoned quality actor. Um, I think that there was some moments that Blanca, some moments where it was like, oh, but it wasn't consistent. The consistent actor was Billy Porter to me. Um, some people had their moments. Blanca had her moments sometimes where I was like, oh, she's digging into her actress bag. Nobody else. Oh, sometimes Poppy had his moments. There was some moments with Poppy. Never with Angel. Not to me. Angelica, character actress, yes. There was some moments. There were some moments. But consistently acting throughout the series, I liked Billy. And I was and you know, I'm biased. I'm one of the girls, so I want the girls, one of the girls to be the best. I want them to wear it out. But who was consistently the actor to me was Billy. Um, and so, bam, we get the friendship, we get the battles, da 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 da. We get to talk about, you know, all the things. The last season, the third season, I think is the fantasy of the future. I think it's the fantasy of not the future because it is set in a certain time, but of what could be possible. We see the love between Angel and Poppy. We see the marriage and just being loved out loud. So it's the fantasy, it's the possibility model, and then we see Electra get into business outside of sex work, possibility model. I feel like third season was about the possibility of what could be. Also, even with um Pray telling his mother and his auntie Blanca and her man. It's all these possibility models. I think that was the theme of season 3. It was I really need to watch Pose again. I really need to watch it again, just from season 1 all the way to season 3, and really not that I didn't deep dive in it, because if you don't know, I did a Pose review of all of season 1 and season 2 and half of season 3, but for some reason I lost all the footage for the last episodes, the last ones. I don't know where that shit is at. I don't know how I got deleted, but it got deleted. You think the show could have gone 2 more seasons? I feel like the girls got enough stories. I feel the girls got enough stories to create a create season after season after season after season. I'm just trying to think of what would have been after that, after the medication gets better. I'm trying I feel like the trans story, once the medication got better in like 95, 96, I feel like the trans story got it went back to the subculture. It went back to the subculture. Have a Mr. C storyline. I would want them to do whatever they want, but to me, culturally, just to show what's going on, culturally, this is the Jerry Springer subculture since sensationalized era. Trans women were trying to just be kind of out, and I might be biased. This might be my own experience in where I was from. Um, Somebody saying it's orange. That means that they're watching this when when I was showing the hats earlier in the thing. So that means somebody is watching it. It has some super long delay. Were you ever asked to go on Jerry? Yes. I was asked a bunch of times to go on Jerry. A bunch of times. But at that time, I just ooh, I was a stealth girl. Not stealth, but I didn't want to be. I wanted to be just a regular girl. I wanted to be a regular girl, honey. I didn't want to be. I still had that reminisce of you go and kind of be low key about your tea. Being on Jerry, that kind of exposure, I didn't feel like that would have did me any good. I felt like that would have been having me getting clocked all over the place. In my brain, that's how I thought about it. You go on this TV show, everybody gonna recognize you, and you be gonna be getting clocked. My goal was to be unclockable, honey. That's back when everybody watched TV. Yeah, I didn't want to go on. I didn't want to go on Jerry, but they definitely asked me. And there was a time when girls were going on there, like it would help your ads. Like if you was an escort, it would help your ads. Because remember, we didn't have the internet. The internet wasn't a staple until after 2000, child. Like a household staple, that didn't happen till after 2000. 99, 2000 is when it started to be, ooh, everybody got a computer. Everybody got dial up. Everybody got the internet. 99, 2000. Well, in my experience, is that what y'all experienced? Not on Jerry. Ooh, lips. Mwah. Ooh. Um, yeah, I wouldn't no, I would never. I just never would have went online. I went on TV because I wasn't an escort at the time. So, but later on, like I want to say 5 years after that, if you were on Jerry, not 5 years, in that era, yeah, around like 98, 99, 2000. I didn't become an escort till like 2003. Um, I guess that would be 5 years after that. Yeah. Um, but prior to that, you could go on Jerry and it would boost your ads, your paper ads, because the internet wasn't popping yet. But it can boost your ads because you was on TV. Dear God, I didn't press the live button. I was way at the beginning. Yes. But yes, that is I think I just don't I don't it's not that there's not any trans stories worth telling, but I think that I would have wanted it to be 4 seasons. I would have wanted them to tell I would have wanted do you think the Maury show is better? No, I think it's the same thing. Um if I would have wanted season 3 to be more stories that they were telling to happen. Because during this time, during like the 95, 96 time, they could have told Tyra Hunter's story. The story when, she got in a car accident and the EMT worker didn't cut her clothes off and found out she was trans and left her to die. Like I would have loved for them, um, I would have loved for them to tell Tyra Hunter's story. That would have been a dope. That happened in 1995. I would have loved for them to tell that. I would have loved for them to, if they did do like the show, y'all remember that show where that gay boy got killed because he exposed his crush on Jenny Jones? Y'all remember that? Maybe play with that. I'd play with that story. I don't know. But definitely the Tyra Hunter story would have been dope. Also, they could have played. It's three stories that they really could have played in this era of time. They could have did the Tyra Hunter story. That's 1995. They could have done the Christy Littleton story. That was really, really important to the gay marriage fight. Do y'all know the Christy Littleton story? I have a video about it. If you search "No Choking" and Christy Littleton, it's an old video of mine in my old apartment, my old Houston apartment. Christy Littleton is a trans woman who was married to her husband here in Texas for over 8 years, and he went to the doctor's office for something I can't remember, and he ended up dying. And so there was a malpractice suit against the doctor, and it was supposed to go to his wife. They did an investigation and found out that she was trans. Um, and being that in Texas they did not honor marriages between two boys, they were able to throw out the case because their marriage wasn't valid. So a lot of times, let me get into my history bag a little bit. A lot of times when we see the gay marriage fight with when we start to see the gay marriage fight, they were featuring all the time in the campaigns gay women, two cis women together, and two men together. But legally, trans women were battling the gay marriage fight way early on. Even if we go back to Lucy Anderson Hicks, the reason why she got locked up is because of perjury, because she was lying. Not she was lying, but they were saying she was lying about being a woman and being married to her husband. You can't be married to this man because you're not really a man. You're not really a woman. And so that's what she actually got charged for. Then if you go to Chrissy Littleton, that was the fight. That it was because it invalidated her marriage because it was two assigned male at birth people. So in Texas, we don't accept that marriage. And we didn't know that you weren't no cis woman, even though you got your sex change. It also was another, I have to go and research their name, but it was another Texas group here as well that was, I think it was a trans man and a trans woman that was married, but they couldn't invalidate their marriage because even though they had switched genders, both of them, they couldn't play the game that they played with Christy Littleton because technically one of them is a boy, one of them is a girl. One of them is a male, one of them is a female. You feel what I'm saying? So they couldn't play that game with them. It was another case. Two trans people being in a T for T relationship that they were trying to invalidate their marriage, but they couldn't because technically, boom. So, but because we are the little T and they didn't care about us, and they was even with the end of bill and all that stuff, they were trying to throw us under the bus because of how gay people, cisgender gay people, were treating trans people and making us seem like the deviant stepchild. And the way that they were playing it was, look, we're gay, but we're just like you. We're gay, but there's we love each other and we want to be married because we're just, it was like this assimilative. not is that even a word? Assimilative. um, it was assimilating strategy. They were trying to assimilate and be like cisgender people. That was the strategy, to make you seem like, look, we're just like you. Similar to black people back in the day, where, like when Frederick Douglass was making all the black taking pictures. I don't know if y'all know this, but um right. Um do you have any link to that case, Brianna? Please link us. Um Another element, um Frederick Douglass, we know him as an orator and him saying the speeches and da 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 da. But there was another element of him. He did like this image advocacy type of deal too. He would use, this is the early days of photography. He would use he would dress Negroes up, black people up, in fancy clothes and take pictures of them and send the pictures out to people. Look at these, these distinguished Negroes with looking just like you. There's a assimilating strategy to that. They're trying to prove that we can be just like you. Now, that strategy can work for some white people, but the problem with that is that once you get to where, okay, you just like us, then anybody who doesn't fit this white supremacist idea, anytime you don't fit this white supremacist idea, you like, if you just want to be your culture, just be black, just be African, just whatever, any type of going back to your roots and trying to find yourself, then it invalidates it, because you have made the strategy that you can be just like us, as if assimilating into this fake culture that is not yours. Well, I'm going to say fake, assimilating into this new American culture, which is not yours, that they erase from you. That is the way to go. It makes anything that you do outside of that invalid and demonized and da 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 da. So gay people also was doing that strategy. Because they're always going to follow behind whatever the civil rights movement was doing. So the strategy was to make it seem like love is love and we are just like you, and they're showing you these things. But this tranny stuff is negative, is deviant, and this was cis gay people doing this to us, not respecting the fight that we actually had. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, we were already fighting on the battlefield of marriage rights, losing, but we were already on the battlefield because they were invalidating our genders, but we were already putting it all in question. Does it make sense? Which indicates what would happen in the future when we do get gay marriage passed. Now gay people can get married. We could get married back in the day because we was living our gender. They were just, if once they found out, they would try to invalidate it in certain areas. But once they got the gay marriage, then they kind of disengaged from the political stuff. If you pay attention, once gay marriage started to pass and trans becomes the new frontier of LGBT wokeness, gay people disengaged. Not all of them, of course, but they kind of just went on about their business. So I would love to tell that story. That's Christy Littleton's story. That would have been dope. They became Republicans. That part. That would have been dope. And also the D Farmer. D Farmer, her case led to the PREA Act, the Prison Rape Elimination Act. D Farmer, she went to prison in 80, was it 92 or 89? Somewhere in the late 80s. and she sued. You get what I'm saying? She was in Terre Haute, Indiana, and she sued, and she was getting attacked and raped, sexually assaulted, and beat up in this prison. And she sued the prison, and she kept suing them, kept losing. But then she kept appealing, and then on her last attempt at appeal, ACLU come in and try to help her after she had been fighting the case on her own, and she won. And that case leads not only to the PREA Act, the Prison Rape Elimination Act. It not only leads to that, but the PREA Act snowballs into Violence of Women's Act, Violence Against Women Act, something like that. It leads to like multiple protection for people. This one trans woman. The Supreme Court acknowledged her as a woman. Yes. So these things led to some of the rights that cisgender prisoners have to this day. And so I felt like Pose, because this happens 92, 94, like these cases, 89, 92, 94, this happens in the Pose era. I would have loved for season 3 or season 4, if it wasn't, now I like how they did it. It's okay for them to do that. But if they would have been able to keep going, I would have loved for them to explore them cases. Tyra Hunter, D Farmer, and who else did I say? Chrissy Littleton, because that's a Latinx girl. Chrissy Littleton is Latinx. D Farmer is Black. Tyra Hunter is Black. I would have loved for them to do that. If we're talking about Butch Queen stories, what were some Black Butch Queen stories in the early what was the Black Butch Queens doing in the mid 90s? What was the hot tea for the Black Butch Queens? Was there some hot tea going on in the mid 90s? Just a hot story? See, the DL was, I feel like the DL was the early aughts. Cause what you call it, JL King, his book came out in 2004. So that was 10 years before. So I feel like the DL story started to get popping in the early 2000s. If we're talking about mid 90s to late 90s, I know the Matthew Shepard thing happened in 98, but that was white. It was just doing it in the 90s. Yeah, I don't know what the Black Kitties was doing in the 90s. I know they were doing something. But I just don't know. I don't know any I can't remember any big story that happened in the that a storyline that could be explored with the gay males, like singing in the church. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with them. Was that when RuPaul took off? I guess you can explore RuPaul. I guess that would be something. Yeah, that is. Yeah. That was during this time. Yeah. I guess that was during this time. That could be something. As problematic as Ru is, Ru was a bridge. Ru was a bridge culturally. No, he wasn't the only black out celebrity. Was it? There was other black out celebrities, wasn't it? They just weren't like famous, famous. What other black out celebrities? Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. My brain is farting. This also, yes, they could do this. This is where they could explore some of the ball, since we're talking about the ball scenes, this is where they can explore some of the ball icons, like um the 90s ball icons. When we think about Tanae, when we think about Anjanae, when we think about just the 90s ball icons and some of those moments. I don't really know the history of the ball scene like that. Sanaya. But was Sanaya in the 90s? I don't really know. So I'm just asking, was Sanaya a 90s girl? I thought she was 2000. She was a 90s girl? Yeah. I just don't remember her from the 90s. I started to see her in the 2000s. But yeah, just explore whatever ball stories were popping back then. Explore those stories. Yeah. But I felt like Pose could have done so much, but that's the problem. It needs to be more types of stories. So we're not so we're not expecting one show to explore all the stories of trans people. Um, but yeah, it we because I actually even you know uh, even the storyline of on Euphoria. I feel like I like oh girl her trans storyline. I like what they're doing with what is her name? I know the what you call's name is Rue, but what is the other girl's name? The trans girl's character. I actually like her. Darlington's in Atlanta. I don't even know them. Jules, yeah. I actually like Jules' storyline. I actually like Jules. I like the download that they explore between her and Nate. I like the download that they explore with Jacob, the daddy. I just enjoy them exploring that whole thing, everything about it. That whole thing. Everything about the storyline I really enjoy. I enjoy the writing on Euphoria. The Darlington is the trans apartment building in Atlanta. Did you see the Kokomo City documentary? I did not. I watched The Stroll. I enjoyed the Stroll documentary. I started watching the Kokomo City and it bored me, so I didn't finish it. But I enjoyed the Stroll. Mm, 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 mm. But all right, y'all, it is 2 o'clock and I got a meeting to be at 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna go take my ass to sleep. I haven't watched Beyond the Aggressive. I'm gonna watch Beyond the Aggressive later. Um, but I heard that they didn't bring Marquise back, which I'm like, why? I mean, I watched the old Aggressive because of Marquise. I don't know why they didn't bring Marquise back. I wonder what that tea was. They should have brought him back. But yeah, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up if y'all made it this far. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Um, what else? But yeah, thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all later. And we will yeah. If you are in Houston, I am a Violet Award honoree this year, and I will be going to the Brand the Braderis. I think that's how you pronounce it. And if you are in Houston, it's a couple of us being honored. And yeah. Yeah, if you're in Houston, come check us out. I'm gonna be fly as shit. Cause I love a gala, honey. And since they're honoring me, I'm gonna be cute. I'm narrowed it down to 3 dresses, and I haven't decided which one I'm gonna wear, but I'll know the vibe once we get it's next Friday. And so yeah, I'm excited about it. I love being honored by my community and in the city that I live in. So dope. I love it. It's fire. But anyway, yes, I will see y'all next week. Have a wonderful day, darlings. Night. All right. Bye.